All right, greetings, fam. Sorry about that. I got a little bit distracted. All right. Not necessarily distracted, but something came across my phone. I was like, okay. All right, anyway, let's talk. All right, peace. Sorry for the delay. Man, I'm already 2 minutes in. All right. Shout out to my man Kalaji. And of course, you already know it's Black Power Media Reloaded, and it's Professor Griff on the Monday edition. All right. But normally I come on Wednesdays at 12 o'clock, but we started 2 weeks ago coming on Monday, every Monday at 12 noon. So hopefully y'all can join us every Monday, every Wednesday, and every now and then I'll come on sporadic days like I came on Friday. We talked about hurricane weather modification and some other things, so go back and check those other shows out. Today we're going to be talking about Obama, the magical Negro caping for Kamala. I already know. I read your mind. Somebody's gonna say, turn your music down. All right, shout out to everyone that's in the building. Shout out to everyone. Greetings to everyone that's over here on IG. Trust me, this is Professor Griff. I respect your time. I respect your energy. I respect you for lending me your energy and your time, for coming to join me at 12 o'clock. I'm not sure what you're doing, where you at in the world, whatever, but thank you very, 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 very much. Really appreciate that for your support. All right, and of course, once again, shout out to Kalaji and the Black Power Media Reloaded. All right, today's conversation, I need you to kind of, for the few minutes that we're gonna have before we dive into the talk, I need you to look up a few things before we get started so we can all be on the same page. We don't have to all have the same thinking about what we're going to talk about, but at least let's begin to be on the same page. Is that cool? Yes, that includes white people, whoever you are. Yeah. Yes, white people. Come on. All the other people, different complexions and ideologies and political affiliations and associations and organizations. Yes, I need you to do this also so we can have the conversation here. Conversation I want to have today is Obama caping for Kamala. All right. On different levels. A, he tried to reach out and scold black men in reference to kind of letting go of whatever it is, hesitation that we have for voting for Kamala Harris, because black men are just not showing up in their pre-poll takers numbers that they have. They're not showing up. All right, so it's just not, black men are not showing up. And black women are supporting black men, are not showing up for Kamala. All right, or Kamala, however you want to pronounce it. All right. K Dizzle, whatever you want to call them. That's on you. I'm just saying to you. But let's dive into this conversation simply because if he's a magical Negro, we need to start out with what is a magical Negro? Some people are asking me. Well, look that up. Google it right now. All right. So while we're getting prepared to have this conversation, let's get into the particular mindset of where we are. We are a few weeks out from electing. All right, electing. I will talk about the etymology about these words some other time. electing a president of the United States, while the other people that control the electoral college are selecting who they want to run the corporation called America. All right. Either way, the people on the opposite side, which is probably all the way over here, not to the right, but above the right, that control the right and the left, they benefit. You don't benefit. The popular vote does not determine the presidency of the United States. I'm going to say that again while I sip on my tea this early afternoon. The popular vote does not determine the United States selection or election of the president of the United States. The popular vote does not determine the presidency. Study the Electoral College and the process of the Electoral College and what they mean to each and every state as far as delegates are concerned and how they influence the election, which to us, those that have knowledge of something we know, all those that know actually know, it's a selection. And they use the Electoral College as their trump card. So regardless of how many of y'all galvanize your energy and your vote and have rallies and placards and marching and all the things that you do to rah, 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 Kamala, all right, they still hold the trump card, which is the Electoral College. If you don't understand what the Electoral College process is, understand what delegates are, understand what the Electoral College role is as far as the election is concerned. All right. All right. We got that as a base. All right. Now, let me see if I can kind of dive into this real stealth-like. All right, real quick. Let me see. I'm going to go to the very same thing that you know Professor Griff hates with a passion. And I want to go there because this is where the masses of the people's minds are, and I'm going there to get you. All right? I'm not you. I'm going there to get them. Whoever those mystical, magical people out there that still go to Wikipedia, not Wikipedia, Wikipedia. All right, can we go to Wikipedia? Okay, cool. The Magical Negro. Follow me now. We're coming from this book, the new expanded edition. The new expanded edition of Toms, Coons, Mulattoes, Mammies, Bucks, the interpretive history of blacks in film, in American films. Donald Bogle. All right. Please, family, do me a favor, look this book up right now. Can everyone kind of look up this book real quick? Just real quick. I got you. Real quick. All right, got that? All right. The other book that I will be coming from is this book. All right, the American Directory of Certified Uncle Toms. All right, the American Directory of Certified Uncle Toms. Okay. But right now, we're at Wikipedia. And on Wikipedia, it says about the Magical Negro. The Magical Negro is a trope in American cinema, television, and literature. In the cinema of the United States, the Magical Negro is a supporting stock character. He's not the main character, but he's a stock character there to support the Magical Negro. So right now, please do me a favor, all right? Follow me. Stay focused. Think about the films that you like and the ones that you've watched and you witnessed the Magical Negro. I know you know some of those films. Come on, fam. Talk to me. What films did we witness the Magical Negro at work? Can I name one of them? Was it Bag of Ants? Was that Will Smith played a Magical Negro? Teaching one of these characters how to The Green Mile, there was a magical Negro. Yes, it was. What other movie? All right. Django, right? Wasn't there a magical Negro in Django? I gotta study that. Need to know. I see where you're going with that. Morpheus in the Matrix. I'm not sure, but let me look into that. The magical Negro. Shout out to Amun E.L. Pardon me, from the UK. What's up, good bro? The magical Negro. Song of the South. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bruce Almighty. No, there was no magical Negroes in Wakanda. No magical Negroes. Sorry. Nope, there was no magical Negroes in Get Out. Nope. No. Who was the magical Negro in Forrest Gump? Yes, Cleophas, 9/11, 1911, pardon me. In Django, there was a magical Negro, yes. Who was the magical Negro in Raising Dion, in the Raising Dion movie? Shawshank Redemption. Oh, you said Bubba was the magical Negro? Thank you. Yeah, that struck a nerve right there, Bubba. All right, anyway. The old-fashioned word Negro is used to imply that a magical black character who devotes himself to selflessly helping whites is a throwback to the racist stereotypes such as Sambo or the noble savage. Right? The term was popularized in 2001, pardon me, by the film director Spike Lee during a lecture tour of college campuses in which he expressed his dismay that Hollywood continued to employ this premise. Employ this particular premise. He especially noted the films Green Mile and Legend of Dagger Vance, which featured super duper magical Negro characters. And I am here to say to you today, right now, as we speak, with what Barack Obama is attempting to do, all right, for the non-black Vice President of the United States of America, Kamala Harris, he's in a supporting acting role in the stock character. He's a stock character, and he is the magical Negro. Some of y'all may not like that. Prove it otherwise. All right, Obama is the magical Negro. All right. Now that we've established that, if you want to take, not take me up on it, but take it up with yourself. Study who the Toms, Coons, Mulattoes, Mammies, and Bucks are when you talk about the interpretive history of blacks in American film, and then this translates to real life. Who are these magical Negroes in real life? All right. Take it up with the American Director of Certified Uncle Toms. All right. Now, there was a few articles that came out, and it talked about the whole idea of Obama calling out black men. So let me see if I could kind of go back and see. Let me see. It says Obama call out to black men touches a nerve among Democrats. Okay. Is election year misogyny at play? Notice the psychological warfare that they're using on the people right now. They're trying to play on your empathy and your sympathy, brothers and sisters. Family, listen, they're trying to play on you. These people from the Associated Press and these other people, all right, they're writing these particular articles, knowing that you're not going to read them, piece them apart. Some of us will, and piece them apart to get you to understand exactly what they're trying to imply here. Obama's call out to black men touches a nerve among Democrats. Well, it touches a nerve with black men, period. Simply because we've lost respect for you, Barack Obama, the magical Negro. Because in the beginning, we watched you, how you were shunning Kamala Harris until them people came to visit you, and then you got on the Kamala Harris train, and you started promoting this madness, all right, because they needed you to bump up the numbers. Kamala Harris, I don't care what the news media script tell you to say, she's behind in the polls. All right, the energy that's at play there, as far as the politics are concerned, you already know politics is the science of governing people. And the energy and the frequency of the energy that's at play here right now is all behind Donald Trump. All right. So in order to bring those numbers up, what they're doing is they're pulling out, they're getting actors and actresses, they're getting entertainers to come stack the deck in order to kind of have us kind of vote for Kamala Harris or put that energy behind Kamala Harris, which is not going to happen. Black men push back, and black women supported the black men pushing back. All right. Shout out to my man Doc. What's up, Doc? What's good with you, bro? All right. Washington Associated Press. Barack Obama had frank words for black men who may be considering sitting out of the election. You do have an option, black man, and I'm here to tell you, you have other options. There is a third and fourth party vying for your vote, which actually will tip and balance and tip or balance the scale out. You don't have to vote for the Democrats or the Republicans. We have other options. There's the People's Party and there's the Green Party. All right, Cornel West with the People's Party and Jill Stein for the Green Party. So we do have the People's Party. We do have the Green Party. All right. Part of it makes me think that, well, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president. Do not play on black people, black men's emotions. We love our mama and we love our little girls. We love our little boys too. You can do anything to a black man. I'm talking about his mama or mess with his kids. Am I right or wrong? If that is the case, don't play on our sympathy or our empathy. Or don't try to touch that nerve when you start talking about we have a problem with a black woman as president. A black woman done ran our damn households ever since we was born. Mama and Big Mama. Auntie was there. You understand what I'm saying? Big Mama at the church who ran the children's program or whatever. The babysitter was a woman. We've always taken instructions from women. It's only now that these super ignorant Negroes, these young idiots that are online with this gender wars that's going on, propped up by somebody else, somebody that's outside our cultural or operating on the periphery of our culture, want to inject this madness into these young cats that's coming at the sisters. I'm just saying to you, we've always took instructions from a woman. I'm gonna let that marinate for a minute. So we don't have an issue with a woman being the president of the United States of America. We understand what that is. We don't have a problem with Kamala. We have a problem with lying ass women being the president of the United States of America. We have a problem with people not being forthright and transparent. We have a problem with people not being intelligent enough. And I'm saying that about your man Trump also. We have a problem with these particular things simply because it's a real dynamic that's going on here. That woman can't, like Trump or like Bush, can't complete a thought or a sentence to get us to understand any kind of policies that she's trying to put forth. How are we supposed to vote for her when we don't know where she's coming from, where she's going? And according to Candace Owens, where Kamala Harris has been. We don't understand these things. Where have you been? What's your track record? Where are you now? Talk to us so we can understand where you're going. So we don't have that kind of issue. All right? So now, America's first black president touched a nerve among Democrats worried about Vice President Kamala Harris' chances of becoming the second what? We didn't have a problem with Shirley Chisholm, a black woman, an intelligent black woman who ran for the presidency of the United States of America. We didn't have an issue with that. All right? Harris is counting on the black turnout in the battleground states such as Pennsylvania in her tight race with Republican Donald Trump, who has focused on energizing men of all races and tried to make inroads with black men in particular. Well, I'm gonna tell you, man, talking to black men and brothers in the street, and yeah, for some strange reason, ask me later on, not now, but I'm just saying to you, some strange reason they voting for Trump. I'm not. I don't trust a lying racist. I just don't. Like I don't trust Barack Obama. It don't have anything to do with the skin color. It has to do with your history, your mindset, what you actually telling me that you're going to do in reference to black men. All right. So I got to think of my son's son. I got to think of my daughter's son. Yeah. No. You're not getting my vote. You're not getting my energy. Nope. So black men are there when it comes to Barack Obama. Kamala Harris, send your people out to the black barbershops. Wait, don't do what Killer Mike did. All right, don't bring the white people to the barbershop. We're not doing that again. All right, Killer Mike, my phone number is 678-557-2919. Thank you. Don't do that. We don't want you dragging the white boy through the hood trying to prove a point. We don't need that. I'm just saying. All right? Because there's some barbershops in some hoods, you can't even bring the white boy, so don't even do that. All right? Anyway, Obama's comments believe that black men still overwhelmingly back Harris. No, we don't. And we won't. Now, the Negroes that's trying to jockey for a political position somewhere, somehow, no. They may do that. They may be ill-informed, all right? Or they may be jockeying for a political position of their own to move up in the ranks on a local level. I wouldn't trust them Negroes either, all right? They got magical, the big letter M tattooed on them. They soon to be, want to be magical Negroes, all right? But Kamala Harris's campaign and allies have worked hard trying to shore up support with this critical group of voters. Black men and women, listen to me. It is critical that you understand your leverage that you have right now. Understand how you can use the Green Party and the People's Party to maximize your leverage to neutralize the energy of the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. This is how you have to think militarily. Using military strategy. Use your leverage. All right? Do you have lobbyists and voter blocks that are there speaking for your interests up on Capitol Hill? Hell no. Them Negroes like white people. And to make up for that, they say, well, I'm voting for a black woman this time, so you can't put that on me that I love white people. Let's go see what one of our ancestors, our premier scholars, had to say about that. Sit tight. Hold on, don't go nowhere. I'm reading y'all's comments. Don't trust me, I am. I'm seeing what y'all are saying. I'm making a mental note of it. I just wanted to get past the first 30 minutes of this conversation so we can help lay a base. Is that cool with everyone? All right, let me see if I can take y'all to Dr. Amos Wilson. Do me a favor, fam. Look up Dr. Amos Wilson. All right. Black on black violence. The psychodynamics of black self-annihilation in service of white domination. All right, Dr. Amos Wilson. And Dr. Amos Wilson also gave us the psychology of the black child, and he also gave us the blueprint for black power. If we're ever going to attain any degree of power, we have to understand what we're talking about right here, right now, today, when it comes to politics. And remember, politics is the science of governing people. All right, keep this particular thing in mind. All right, do not let anyone take your energy and your power from you just because they parade a puppet on a string called Kamala Harris. I'm being straightforward with you today. Straight, no chaser. All right, let's hear what Dr. Amos Wilson had to say about this.
So I decided that I would not be one of the ones who just merely talked about what we ought to do and what we should be doing and what they are doing and how they are taking over, and not myself become a part of the struggle. This institution that we are establishing here then is in part concrete evidence of mine and others who have joined me efforts to concretely engage our enemies and to concretely engage in the construction of a legacy for our future, and to concretely build our situation in such a way that we can use the resources of our people for the advancement of our people.
Using the resources of our people to advance our people. Using the resources of our people to advance our people.
We have every right to do so. Do not let some person arguing about reverse racism turn you away from the use of your own monies for your own benefit. You have the right to use your own money to your own benefit and to the advancement of Black people. Black nationalism as an ideology has inbuilt into it the use of one's own resources for himself. The assimilationist ideology, however, is now being, in a sense, hoisted on its own petard. It's being caught in the horns of its own dilemma. Thinking that the problem was merely that of racism, thinking that the problem was that of merely being accepted by another group of people, thinking that the problem was that of merely assimilating with other people, it failed then to concern itself with the economic, political development of Black people. And it finds itself then, that is the assimilationist establishment, impotent before the takeover of its community by alien forces, because it finds that if it argues against the takeover by those forces, it will find itself in a contradiction. How can it argue against racism and then argue in terms of race for maintaining its own economic interests?
That is the point that I've been trying to make this whole time. It may be that you have to listen to this a few times in order to kind of dissect it and go into it and piece it apart. But I'm saying to you, they got us in a trick bag to the point where how could you argue racism now that a Black woman is running for the presidency of the United States of America? I didn't vote for Barack Obama when he ran the first time, nor the second time. I want to know what your agenda is. You get your black skin, talk to me about the agenda. We voted for Barack Obama overwhelmingly. Barack Obama got in. Now look at his track record. Look at his track record. You can't tell me that's a good track record. And then now he wants to come back and he wants to kind of talk to Black men like we're children. No, we're not doing that. We are grown and we've grew up politically and we understand what's going on the chessboard right now. We're no longer playing checkers.
Well, the Black nationalists never quite had that dilemma to contend with. We have to argue in terms of ourselves and move in terms of ourselves as people. So we need your support here in terms of what we are trying to do. It is very important that we succeed here, not for me, not for any one of the individuals who has joined me in this endeavor, but for us as a people. The greatest political statement, one of the greatest political statements we can make here is that of succeeding. You can lecture for 2 hours on Saturdays and 4 hours on another day or whenever you want to. And you can do very erudite analyses of Eurocentric psychology and philosophy. And you can dig up the bones of Egyptians and do heavy work on that. But it does very little good when after you leave those lectures, you walk right out and see your major economic establishments controlled by other people. And you have to.
Do you hear what he said? Unless we have people talking to us and lecturing like Ashra Kwesi and Mary Ra Kwesi, then we leave there with a set of instructions that we could take what those premier scholars have given us, like the lecture that I went to yesterday, put on by King Simon at the New Black Wall Street in Atlanta. Those two premier scholars put it down, and I was able to walk away, all right, with valuable, vital information, all right, to never be fooled again and to understand what they're doing with moving themselves forward by controlling our history. Listen, moving them forward, not the lecturers, but them other people forward in order to control our past. So I was able to get something out of the 4-hour lecture, being there 8 hours yesterday. I was able to get something from Dr. B. Serious. I was able to get something from Brother Rich. All right. I was able to get something from the various people that I sat down with to talk about, to speak to, from Red Pill and Blue Pill and Tassili. All right. I was able to get something having conversations with these individuals. All right. So it's a beautiful thing when we come together. But to let other people control our resources, essentials. I think it was Dr. B. Serious that talked about when the pandemic went down, the essentials became weed, chitlins, and some other stuff, toilet tissue, sanitary napkins. So if someone else is controlling even those things, how are we and are people going to fare?
To spend your money with other people. And those people use those monies to manipulate the world and to shape our very lives themselves. Our youth cannot believe in us in a deep sense. When we talk black, and yet when they walk down these streets, they do not see blacks in control of themselves. They do not see us using the 30 billion or more dollars we have available to us right here in the New York City area when we are not using that money to our own benefit. We come across as hypocritical and insincere and cynical when we talk and talk and talk and yet do nothing. And it is the concrete expression of what we are and who we are that is the most influential aspect of our relationship to our children and to other people. Not what we say, but what we do, what we really are, how we really behave. And it is this kind of thing that we are trying to accomplish here, to demonstrate in a concrete sort of way what we say and what we talk about when we are lecturing and we are talking here. So we need then your support here. We are here to destroy several myths, and we're working hard. We still face problems, and we still, of course, have to deal with the legacy of our existence here in this country, but we're working on them daily. We are trying to destroy the myth of the black business person as being inefficient, and therefore we are working on our efficiency. We're not perfect, not at all. And I will not impress you that we are. We are still having organizational problems and development, but we're moving toward it because we know where we want to go. And we want to establish then that the black business person is.
All right, Amos Wilson is going into the whole idea of black business simply because at the end of the day, from what you're hearing in the barbershops, I'm not sure if they're having the conversation in the hair salons. I'm not in the hair salons, but I could give you the idea of what they're talking about in the barbershop. The idea of being able to survive for yourself and your family. There's a constant conversation. Surviving from paycheck to paycheck and able to put food on the table, gas in the car, keep the house either cool or some heat now that the winter is coming. All right, is a priority. If Kamala Harris is not going to do that, I don't think black people are going to galvanize their energy around supporting this woman. All right, I just don't think it's going to happen. So for the few minutes that we have left, let me turn to the comments and see what you have to say about this particular subject. Keep in mind that this subject is Obama, the magical Negro, caping for Kamala Harris. G-Funk, I hear you. G-Funk said the American dream only makes sense if you're sleeping. Thank you, Master Lee. Really appreciate you. Immortal Melanin, thank you very much. Keep in mind, family, I started the idea and the concept of this with Kalanji, and we decided we was going to arm the masses. All right. He revamped his platform, brought me on, and we're trying to bring other people on, like Minister Server and other people on. All right. We have to be able to speak to our people with these tools that we have to speak to our people. This is arm the masses. This is only one aspect. All right. We're arming the masses with information. We're not going to keep going back and forth and arguing with people about whether she's black, she's not black, or she's Indian black and black, Indian, Irish. That's cool if that's where you want to keep your argument. But if you want to graduate from the 3rd grade and have a deeper conversation on what we should be doing for us as a people, all right, through this whole people activity that Dr. Francis Cress Wilson calls out of the 9, the one we're talking about today is politics. Politics is the science of governing people. How will black people be governed if we don't have an infrastructure to govern ourselves, our thinking, our energy, our spirit, and our money? I'm waiting. I think the people, Freddie Harris, I think the people are waiting for the voting to produce something. I understand what you're saying. Freddie Harris said it's crazy how we don't use voting and insane in the same sentence. Keep doing the same thing, expecting a different result. Use definition for everything else besides voting. Thank you very much. Freddie, I agree with you, but people are waiting for the voting thing to produce tangible results. Please answer this question for me, family. Give me something tangible that the voting process have ever yielded for black people as a whole. Not individuals, black people as a whole. What has voting done? And while y'all are thinking about that, shout out to the people that cursed me out on the other platforms when I put my little comment about what I thought about what you were saying. Yeah, it's counterproductive. It's counterproductive to think that you are a Democrat in the full sense of the word. It's counterproductive to think that you are a straight up Republican when both parties enslaved black people, and they still have things in place that will neutralize and check you if you get out of line. So thank you. It's an honor to have you curse me out. It's an honor to have you block me. Got you. Rob P, which is RAP, Real African People. Thank you. What has it yielded? Show me. I'm still waiting on the answer. Damn, Voodoo Glitch. I couldn't have said that better myself. Damn. Voodoo Glitch says voting is to making you agree to your oppression. On which oppressor? Damn. 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 We may consider ourselves raptivists, activists, black nationalist activists, whatever title you want to kind of bestow on yourself. It's cool. But I'm saying to you, these people consider themselves political activists, whether they're liberals or conservatives. And we need to bust that up. Yeah, hold on. No, hold on. Let me not go there. Conservative. Yeah, it just struck a nerve. Hold on, fam. Okay, hold on. Yeah. 1 second. Give me a second. The idea of conservative stuff. Hold on. Yeah. I'm reading your comments as I'm looking for this other thing. Ananda, thank you very much. Very well put. And I wouldn't agree with you more. I think I found my Amos Wilson again. Go back to our now ancestor, Dr. Amos Wilson, and let's see what he had to say again. Dr. Amos Wilson said,
collect nearly twice as much from the government as those earning under 10. You see, you'll hear whites in making these discussions and talking about the state of this country and talking about the debt that this country is suffering from. And you can hear them talk about the deficit and the threat that this deficit holds for the health of this nation. Mm-hmm. And I want to warn you that this nation is in a very precarious state of circumstances. And the precariousness of its state will be made clear after the elections. But if you listen carefully, you can already feel the panic over the concerns of the economic state of this country. They are in such a panic that they know they have to reduce the deficit of this nation if it is to survive and if it is going to be socially viable. And you got some so-called black conservatives who claim that slavery no longer influences the nature of African people.
Slavery no longer influences the nature of African people? Wow, black conservatives. I need y'all to think about that statement. I mean, the country's wealth at the outstart used slavery and the benefits from slavery, dumbing us down and making this country rich as the basis. All right. And then the trauma that happened on both sides. The one lynched and the one doing the lynching. People have never healed from that. So when you start talking about generational curses and all this kind of stuff, how come you never look at the flip side of this thing and look at these people? All right. When did they lay on somebody's damn couch to deal with that trauma? Amos Wilson asked this question.
I wonder what those people have to conserve in the first place. Are they conserving power? They're conserving wealth? What does a black conservative conserve?
What does the black conservative conserve? Y'all want to take the time and look up conserve or conservative? I mean, I'll wait. We got a few minutes. I mean, I don't want to go over the time limit given to me for the broadcast, but I will wait. What do the black conservative conserve? What does the black conservative conserve? Please answer this question for me. Chemo Savvy says Kamala Harris is not leading us to the promise, especially with her husband being part of the elite. You're listening to Dr. Amos Wilson talk about liberals and conservatives. What does the black conservative conserve, family? Let's go back and listen.
You know, you have to conserve something. And since they have very little, if anything, they must only be conserving the system that has created their poverty to begin with.
Black conservatives are conserving the system that began their poverty, their state of mind, the condition that they're in today. You're right. They're conserving the status quo. They're conserving racism, white supremacy. Wait. Can I prove that? Since you might want to come at me in the comments, which I don't think you kind of want to do, because you have to come with some serious receipts. Wherever you live, whatever state you're in, answer this question. Name me the electoral college delegates that are in your state. I'm gonna leave that right there on the table. Name them. You don't even know.
And you see them ultimately justifying the poverty of African people and justifying the political and social and economic subordination of African people in the name of some kind of higher principles. So slavery is not supposed, the experience of slavery is not supposed to be operating in the mentality of black folk. And you hear a lot of our youngsters will say that as well. How do you talk about slavery? That was back there. Or you know, whites talk about it. Well, you know, that was back there. We don't have anything to do with that anymore. You see. And it's an amazing situation because you have to remind them that you're still living off the interest of the wealth that your forefathers earned from slavery.
They're living off the interest of their forefathers. What their forefathers earned during slavery. They're living off the interest. But we don't have anything to do with that. I can stop right here and say, I tell you what, let's list a list of inventions and patents that they've stolen from black people. And you tell me we had nothing to do with that back then. You're a fool, man. You're foolish in your thinking. So in a way, you're mimicking these magical Negroes and not even being a magical Negro. You mimicking them though. I heard some silly black women talk about, well, I'm just voting for her because she's black. Wow. Wow. Dr. Amos Wilson talks about in The Psychology of Self-Hatred, he talks about the whole idea of those who control black people have set something in motion in black people that they, along with our cooperation and collaboration, have to invent characters to fit certain roles to play these things out. Because 2019, you didn't care nothing about voting for Kamala Harris for president.
You're still enjoying the accumulated wealth that began with the enslavement of our people.
That's right.
And if you're going to enjoy the wealth that was generated by evil, then you must take the curse that comes along with it.
That's right.
And therefore, even though you personally had nothing to do with it, but because you have received stolen goods, you must pay the price as well.
Did you get that? Did you get that? Family, I wouldn't do what I do if there was not a high degree of love for black people coming from your brother, Professor Griff. Of course, I understand I have a degree for the love for the human family. That's across the board, all right? But I understand what was done to us as a people, understand where we were, where we are, and where we need to get to. Kamala Harris and Barack Obama is not going to take us there, moving the way they move inside of this democratic party. Nor will the black men ripping and running around wearing MAGA hats. That's not gonna work, bro. What part of the chessboard is that? That's not going to work. If we don't start thinking independently of the Democratic and the Republican Party, we're not going to move ourselves forward as a people. Plain and simple.
And because you fight and struggle to protect those stolen goods, and you defend them, and you organize your society and your relationship to my people to maintain them and to continue to enhance them, then you must pay the price.
All right. Can I add on to that? Family, listen to me seriously. You're not going to consume your way to freedom. I don't care if you got a good job and you make all kind of money and you get good money and all that madness I hear. Not really madness, I guess it works. I don't know. I'm just saying, you're not going to consume your way to freedom. You're not going to buy your way into freedom. It's just not going to work. I don't care if you got together with your friends and you now have the purchasing power to purchase any car you want to drive, any suit that you want to wear, any trip that you want to go to, or whatever. You're not going to consume your way to freedom. You're just not.
That's why you live in terror. That's why you're stabbed in these streets. That's why you're going to suffer, no matter how good you are, no matter how liberal you are. Ladies and gentlemen, when we behave as adults, we must recognize that our behavior will be visited upon our children, and that our children pay for our misbehavior. As we say, an act does not end at the point of its occurrence. It continues to reverberate into the future and down across the generations. And that's why when you behave in a particular way, you have to think in terms of 7 generations from your behavior as to how what you're going to do is going to affect those generations later on.
7 generations. What you do now, what you think now, what you say right now will affect 7 generations down the line. Your children's 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 children will be affected by what you say and do right now. And when you think in those terms, you'll change your thinking process. You'll change giving your energy and your support behind people that mean you no good. That mean you no good. Yes, family. So for the few minutes that we have left, thank you for all of those individuals that hit me up, sent me the email that want to take the firearms, the free firearms class that I'm offering. Thank you very much. I'm gonna need y'all to hit me up at Serious Minds. That's SIRIUSMINDZ info@gmail. Thanks to Soleil for correcting me. The last time I was on here, she says, yeah, new people that don't know that you're on Sirius, SIRIUS Minds, may not know, so spell it out for them. All right, so I just spelled it out for you. SIRI. All right, USMINDZ info@gmail.com. Thanks to Kalaji Black Power Media Reloaded. Really appreciate that. Thanks to everyone that has sent $1, a dime, a nickel, or some advice via Cash App. Thank you very much for the support. Really appreciate that. Myself and Kalaji are thinking about taking this thing offline so we can visit certain cities so we can have this discussion in person. If you would like that, send me a message at 678-557-2919. I'll let Kalaji know and we'll make that happen. We're thinking about right now Houston and Dallas. We're thinking about Charlotte. We're thinking about Birmingham. And we're thinking about going down into Florida and up into Tennessee. All right? So we can have this conversation in person. All right? So fam, this weekend, make sure y'all come and show up at the event that myself and Dr. Wesley Muhammad are doing on the west end of Atlanta. Hold on, let me find the flyer. It's right here. The Weaponization of Hip Hop Part 5. Urban Cafe, YG Urban Cafe, and Arm the Masses presents Dr. Wesley Muhammad and Professor Griff. All right, Saturday, October 19th, 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. YG Urban Cafe, 640 Evans Street, Southwest Atlanta, Georgia. The Weaponization of Hip Hop Part 5. All right? All right, I'll see y'all on Saturday, but if you hang around, I'll see y'all on Wednesday. I'll be Black at it on Wednesday at 12 o'clock. Love y'all to life. This is Professor Griff, fam. And this is The Masses with your brother, Professor Griff. All right. Peace, man. Nisa Shabazz, I'm going to need you to call me in about an hour so we can take care of that business. All right? All right. Love you to life, fam. All right. Peace. Bum, 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 bum.